Today, we will be having a conversation with the thriving mindset behind Tarzan, founder and CEO of Jungle Gym, and a great friend, Juan Diego.
Ray, no. How are you, Ray?
Doing pretty good, man.
Good evening.
Dude, this
Good
is
evening.
unreal, man.
Absolutely. I love this.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great to be having breath in my lungs, enjoying connection with nature, being in the outdoors. This is great. This is
Good.
my environment for sure.
And what do you think is the first thing that comes to mind when you're out in nature, besides, you know, the peace and tranquility that it brings?
Honestly, I think nature allows me to have less in my mind at times. I think this is a way to have what you just said, peace and tranquility. And I think more people, if we all connected and came back to simpler ways of life, slowing down the rhythm, the pace, we would tend to be less stressed, we'd have less disease, we would be more in tune with God's creation. So I always aim to be as calm and see what nature can teach me in that moment, instead of always being in my head and trying to give my interpretation, but instead seeing life spring up now that we're in March and see just the cycle begin again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great way to frame that, man. Every time I step outside, I'll be thinking of that idea now, because this is the original of the original. You know, God's creation before us. So
Absolutely.
that's great, man.
This is awesome.
So, man, this is our first podcast, and I'm very, very glad that I can do it with Tarzan. Let's just jump right into it, man.
Awesome.
Thank God. So,
Congratulations on getting this started, by the way.
thank you.
Taking a leap of courage to do something, even when you don't necessarily have the end goal yet, you don't know what fruits could come of it, but wanting to go into the unknown. Literally going into the unknown, physically and mentally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great, bro, thank you, because I think behind all of this is the idea of God's promise of us being his children. I think it's the idea of creativity and just taking action, and I think this is a great place to start.
Absolutely.
So like you said, his creation, and yeah, this is it. Man, well, let's start with the first one. Okay, this is the first question. Beyond the look and love for the wild, what was it about Tarzan specifically that felt like you?
That's good. I would say I resonated a lot with, let me not say I resonated, but I started to mold into an individual that began to embrace being different, or liking different things, or responding differently to circumstances, situations, whatever you name. I just think Tarzan is an image of an individual who chose the lifestyle, chose who he wanted to be, and didn't change because other individuals that were technically like, which were the humans that came, if we're talking about the cinematic Disney movie of Tarzan, he initially felt this draw to change into these other humans and how they were civilized and everything, and then he realized that his passion and his heart was still resonated with the jungle. So
Wow.
just being true with myself, I guess, is really what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean that everyone has to enjoy passion with grounding and being out in nature and all this stuff, but if there's something you enjoy that brings purpose to you, that you feel aligned with, you shouldn't have fear to follow that. And then you'll actually end up finding out that other people, not everyone, but other people will respect what you do and honestly get the courage to either follow in your footsteps or within themselves identify how they can embody that purpose in their own life, if that makes sense. Kind of a long-winded response.
No,
there,
that's
but
beautiful. You know, you mentioned untamed. That's like earlier when we were walking, you said untamed, and I actually read that was one thing that stuck out from Tarzan.
It's
That
a powerful word.
I see in you. I see in your ability and the what it says in the Bible, your members, your hands, your ears, your eyes, everything that we have is everything we need to create and to do something. And I see you unchained from what people push on you, just in general in this world. So
Thank you.
that's a beautiful answer, bro. For real, untamed is really good.
Untamed is a great word.
A new
Yeah.
line,
Yeah.
new line for Jungle
Yeah,
Gym?
it could be actually. It could be. That'd be great.
Untamed. But yeah, dude, that's a great response on why Tarzan. And even, you know, back to what the question said was even the looks, you know, it's not by coincidence that it came to be this way, because it kind of naturally aligns with your
100%.
personality.
I think I told you this yeah, I did, 100%. I told you about my experience in Barranquilla where I lived off of mangoes. So for 3 days, only ate mangoes in Colombia.
Wow. Dude, I
And
remember,
that
man.
Yeah, that is one of my, like, I have a couple moments in my life that I'm very proud of, and
Yeah.
that's one of them.
Okay.
And it's strange because you wouldn't really think it's like something, it's not an achievement.
Mm.
It was a voluntary decision
Mm.
from a financial element
Mm.
and from commitments I told myself. I knew I did not want to spend another dollar on things that, I know food is an essential, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had gone over what I said was my budget of this trip going to Colombia for Jungle Gym for my clothing brand, so the audience can kind of catch up to speed with that.
Yeah, man.
I own a clothing brand called Jungle Gym, based out of Colombia, connecting fitness with nature. And I had just gone a little crazy with the inventory, with the social media campaign and all this. And the last 3 days I probably gathered 50 mangoes, yellow, delicious, juicy mangoes, from trees just like these. In parks in Colombia, you can just hand grab them, untouched.
Bro.
No pesticides, no supermarket.
GMOs, none of that.
Literally, I was grabbing them and just like eating just right off. And that was like, it just felt primal. It just like, I was yelling. I remember I was shaking the branches and yelling at the locals like, hey, watch your head, I'm dropping mangoes. And they just start picking them up.
Dude,
So,
it's like animated in my head.
Yeah.
Just like hearing somebody like, what?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it was
Saying, watch
awesome.
out, cuidado con los mangos.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Dude, that's
But-
great, man. Well, yeah, he mentioned Jungle Gym. Bro, that's, you know, before we dive into the other questions, Jungle Gym is one of the reasons we even came together and decided to collaborate, decided to walk together in this path of just development, growing, entrepreneurship even. Let's talk a little bit about Jungle Gym, and actually it kind of aligns with one of the questions. It's a great question that goes, okay, this is where it comes. Where does your drive actually come from? What keeps you moving on the hard days, you know? Because with a clothing brand, just a business in general, since the beginning, I've seen that you never had a dull moment. Like, you're like on it, you know, pilas every time, like 100% battery. For some reason, it's amazing. So what do you think sources that drive every day, even the times when it gets hard? Of course, we slow down sometimes, it's ups and downs, but yeah, the general question, what keeps you going?
Well, firstly, I am going to answer the question, but firstly, I will say there's definitely dull moments. I think in anybody's journey, business or not, life and success doesn't come linearly. You don't just, it's not always just going to be this straight line up. So I will say that there's definitely moments that one can get discouraged.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we haven't even gone into all the elements of like my family and all the stuff that's happened during the beginning of my business. But how do I keep that spark going? I think has come from realizing how precious and potentially fragile life is. And I don't mean that in a negative and like scary like way of, you know, be scared of traveling and all that, because if anything, it's the opposite. It's that to think that in 100 years there's literally going to be a whole new set of humans, like a whole new set.
It's
like,
amazing.
It just makes me think, okay, like why am I not going to just go an extra step into the unknown and see where that takes me?
Man. That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, and like this scene is a perfect example of that. Like to think that 10 minutes out from this beautiful location is heavy traffic. You're just gonna see the gas stations and the gyms and the supermarkets, and then a short drive, and then you find out that there's this rural scenery, this untamed scenery. I think is really cool. So it's always good to just try, and if there's something you want out of life, you should go. Like you should not wait. Because there's never a perfect moment. People wait for perfect, and perfect doesn't exist. Unless you end up like literally just like checking off all the boxes and somehow like you make the dream life you've only fantasized of. But even then, I think new problems will always come.
For sure, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That really answers the question of why you pursue what you do every single day. It's a great mindset. There's never a perfect time. I love that too. Wow, man.
Yeah, and between, okay, so I've had obviously my mother who's been back and forth with terminally like ill cancer, which thankfully at the moment she's good. She's at home, cancer free, you know, healing, getting better. But really like what sparked my desire to start the clothing brand was my grandmother passing away. That was like the most transformational event I've had in my almost 22 years of life has been my grandmother passing. And it's like, yes, I had a very great connection with my grandmother, but I think she was just a symbol and like a real world, like in front of my eyes scenario, seeing how one can take so many things for granted. To see over the span of 4 months, her lose ability to do things with her hands or the ability to speak properly, be able to get out of bed, like literally losing those functions one by one. So then like it just made me learn more gratitude along the way until like the day that she passed. She was on life support, and then once they disconnected her off of life support, she was breathing shallow, short breaths, probably for 3 to 4 hours. Like she literally fought to the last breath. Like I've never seen a more clear demonstration of that. I remember there was moments where I was in the room holding her hand. She was obviously unconscious, but holding her hand, me, my mom, and her, that's it. And me and my mom would look at each other because we didn't hear her breathe for like a minute. And we just like looked at each other like, yo, did it just happen? Like, is my grandmother dead? And then she'd gasp for the next breath of air.
Wow, man.
So it was like, and until it was like, okay, like, you know, that was it. You know, eventually it was like 3:30 in the morning.
Were you up at that time, or did you?
No, bro.
The whole time,
oh,
no
yeah,
sleep.
Bro. Dude, I was just crying the whole
dude.
time, dude. It was terrible.
Man.
So that was like the clearest example of fighting to the last breath, 100%.
Yeah.
And that just gave me, that next day, like I knew I won. Dude. I know we've talked about that. I knew I won. Doesn't matter where I was financially, doesn't matter the relationship status, where my business was, the fact that I woke up and got out of bed, I was like, yo, I already won.
Dude. That reminds me of this one song. It says, waking up in the morning, sometimes it's not the first thing we acknowledge. So
it should be.
It should be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
exactly.
should be.
It should be. And I think in this moment in time, even I fall victim of it. Picking up my phone.
Yeah.
I pick up my phone first thing in the morning, emails. So just this moment is reminding me of that. You look back and you see all the times you need to improve, and
100%.
Man, that's so. That's a great response to what I want to bring now. It's a little bit more about impact. We were talking about intentionality, speaking with intention, living with intention. When you step into a conversation with someone, what are you intentionally trying to leave with them? Because at the end of the day, we're not leaving anything on this earth. We come with nothing and we leave with nothing. So when you have that moment to speak to someone, no matter who it is, it could be family, friend, business, anything, even a random person on the street, what's the impact you want to leave?
I think as of the last couple months, I've been understanding that a little bit better of what I want my impact to be. And I think I want to inspire people. And not always does that mean that I have to sit down with someone I see at the gym and give them a whole podcast talk. I don't need to do that. When I say inspire them, I just want them to feel just like a little jolt. Just like a little jolt of energy that just hit them. If that's either through one of my like compliments, that I just compliment them on something that they did, or I just, I really think compliments really helps people. I think speaking nicely towards someone is a great way to catch someone off guard almost. I don't think people compliment each other enough. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people say thank you, good morning, good afternoon. And like those are great things to do, obviously, but like
I agree.
At the gym today, like I just saw this guy working out. I was focused on my workout, but I could tell this guy was putting in work. And I just carried on with my workout, and as I'm leaving the locker room, he's like going towards it, and I just call it out as we're like crossing paths, and I just say, yo, good stuff out there.
Yo,
and
that's
then
so nice.
I just said that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
dude.
then I didn't think anything of it, and I continued with my workout. Probably half an hour passes, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
And the guy comes up to me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey man, like I appreciated you saying that.
Dude, let's go,
you
man.
have a positive energy about you. And then he started telling me, oh, I'm visiting from South Africa with the company. I've never been here. Like, I'd love to connect with you. Tell me what there is to do out here, blah, 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 blah. And like, that was just, to me, that was super powerful, that like, I threw good energy out there at him with no expectation of befriending him.
Right.
I mean, I even kind of felt like there was a little bit of like a little bit of like harsh energy when we glanced at each other initially. So that's also a reason why I did that. You know, some guys sometimes, like, you know, we're two guys working out, we're both fit. Like, there's sometimes like a little bit of like a unsaid clash, you might say, comparison, whatever. Initial judgment. We all judge. We do. It's the truth. It's something you always need to be mindful of and get better at. But because I knew that that's at least what I interpreted, that me and him had that clash, I wanted to terminate that right away.
Wow.
So I always want to leave, my impact is to inspire people, just to inspire people to say hello, inspire people to smile, to take care of their health. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've grown my social media platforms off of that, off of telling people to go and get out of the bed and go give gratitude for the 10 fingers that they have, or the feet that will take them wherever they want. You run a lot. When was the last time you gave gratitude to your legs?
Bro, almost every time I run.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's like those legs will carry you halfway through this, like, through this city.
Yeah, dude.
And if the adrenaline was there, this thing could probably take you like 100 miles if the adrenaline was there.
No, that's.
If you needed it,
Yeah.
they would do it.
It's amazing because it all comes back. Besides this being our physical body, it all stems from something deeper. You know, like it's not. This is just the. This is what we just. This is a gift.
Yeah.
There's a mind behind this. There's a control center happening. And yeah, man, I think that inspiration that you're talking about aligns with that, of like, become aware of what you have. Like, we have so much.
100%.
Because we all pay attention to what we don't have. I think it's so easy to see, I don't have this car, I don't have this specific amount of money a month, I don't have food in the pantry, but we completely forget. You were talking about the grasshoppers. How can they get through so much harsh weather and harsh climate and still come out beautiful? You know, so it's like, man, we're really blessed. Even the ones going through worse, there's beyond worse, you know. So it's like, it's constantly seeing that abundance that we really it's at the tip of our fingers nowadays.
Literally.
With our phone, man.
Yep.
And I was talking about creating a platform online. It's sort of like starting your own country, your own city online, of like, this space is intentional, this space is different. So yeah, man, that was I kind of veered off, but that was that was really
Still
cool.
good thoughts, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Thank you,
Yeah, of course.
dude. And this is amazing because everything that we're doing, everything we're talking about, is just one after the other. It's actually blowing my mind. You talked about health. So this is probably one of my most. I'm more excited to hear about this. Well, one of the most exciting ones. How do you see the state of human health today, mentally, physically, spiritually, and what would you change? You could take a moment, bro. This one's good.
I'll start one by one.
Sure.
So physically, I think there's hope. I think that we were in a very, let's say if we go back 100 years, although gym bros or the gym community or like fitness maybe was not like a predominant hobby,
Yeah.
like intentionally getting active, it was more like survival based, like you needed to farm, you needed to carry stuff around. I'd say we were a healthier physical generation of humans, and then due to commodities, due to accessibility and
Convenience.
yeah, I mean
Oof.
the whole food industry has changed since like completely. So I would definitely say that we were regressing, we are technically still going in like a negative spiral towards health, but in my personal experience, I think COVID opened up a lot of people's eyes to reassessing their health, to reassessing their lifestyle, their hobbies. Like the alcohol industry is declining right now because younger people are realizing like, I mean, this stuff kind of like helps with, the social, whatever you call it, social lubricant, whatever people say.
Wow, I never heard
But
that term in
people
my
say,
life. What
they
in the
say that
world?
it's like a social lubricant. It like makes you more able to
Like
just
loose.
Yeah, exactly. And it's true, it does work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I never.
I mean, I've definitely had my fair share, but like, it's still not. It's not worth the negatives.
The hype too.
Yeah,
man.
the negative. It's literally poison.
Wow.
It's quite literally poison.
Dude.
So, I think physically, I think we're hopefully moving in the right direction. I think if enough people can wake up to that, to stop buying the Kellogg's cereal, stop getting fast foods as best as possible.
As best as possible, yeah.
And it's not our fault that the system is like this. They have made it to a way where we are dependent.
Right.
We are dependent.
That's amazing. Could I say something about system?
Yeah,
though?
of course.
Sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
you're good.
this
That was
idea of
my ending
system.
statement.
Okay, no, that's amazing because in terms of system, we are technically living under a system, right? If you think in technical terms, there's structure, but beyond that, we have our own system. And that's when we create a family. That's ours. That's our village. Think of back in the day, the generations. That's our village. That's where society grew from villages. And so when I think of system, I think we create our own systems. And that's why this is such a great, like, just being an entrepreneur in general, it's beyond business, bro. It's beyond money. It's more of you're creating a community, a village of people who are after growth, after development. But in terms of majority, you're right. It's so bad. There's a lot of poison being fed to us under our noses that we don't even know.
And it's not just food, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
What we consume is not just what goes through the mouth. It's what goes in your eyeballs and your ears.
Elaborate on that because it's visual, it's audio,
100%.
you know. So it's more than just. But a lot, if you think about it, a lot of it comes from food. I think food causes those mental swings, and then you want to hear something sad.
Your food is a frequency, and that's where it's gonna put you. What you put in is what you're gonna get out, for sure. I mean, you choose your own reality. You were saying how being an entrepreneur is more than just business, and and that's true. It's because you're literally creating your own reality, and how you take care of yourself is gonna be an output of how your business succeeds or how your relationships are, what you tolerate in your inner circle. Because if you don't drink, you're more than likely not gonna have an inner circle of friends who like to go to the bar.
Right,
I'm not
right.
saying that like it's a non-negotiable, but typically you're gonna want to surround yourself with people who have like-minded.
Like-minded,
Yeah.
exactly. That's very good. That's
Yeah.
very well said. Very well said.
And
I
I will
love that.
say, I'll say this last part, like with Jungle Gym, with my concept, I'm very clear that my long-term, my finish line of my wellness, like resort, lifestyle resort, whatever you name it, this premium experience is like literally of a higher frequency that doesn't exist on this land right now. Like it's literally to get
Wow.
this creation, like I will have to raise my own frequency to a new human. That way I can then have the ideas, the experience, the capacity to actually fulfill.
Wow,
I'm not
yeah.
that man yet.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
that's what I know. Like it's not something I can visualize that you're like, if we were to go drive 20 minutes from here, we'd just find it. Like it's something that's gonna take like, I don't really know if I'm making myself clear, but like it's just it's another reality, another
It's-
frequency.
That's very good. No, and that's refinement. That's refinement. I think right now, being in our 20s, obviously you have people who are making tons of money right now, and that's beautiful. But that was their path. We're in a season of refinement. The purpose that is going to be left is going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more unique. So, you know, and everybody has their own individual story, individual seasons, which is what, like I said earlier about trees, like every tree is the same. They all grow up, they all have leaves, but their shape is completely different. It's completely unique. So I think that plays a huge role in the beauty that everyone has. You know, so Jungle Gym is what you put together from not just an idea of a clothing brand. It goes far beyond that.
Absolutely.
It's a message, it's a story, and that's what everybody holds but doesn't see. You know what I mean? Which is actually insane. Like, and the whole inspiration thing. It's like you're already in such a great trajectory with just the fundamental idea. It starts with, you look good today. I love your shoes. I love your hair. You know what I mean? It's as simple as
Absolutely.
a word. Dude, that could change lives.
Oh, 100%.
Holy crap.
It's funny you say that. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm gonna try and elaborate this as best as possible.
Sure, yeah.
I think we are in a very intense time in
Yeah.
history and in society globally. I think we, especially now through social media, through propaganda, how you just mentioned how a compliment could totally change someone's demeanor, their life. You don't even know, someone could be in a really bad headspace thinking that nobody appreciates them, that nobody is there for them, and you can be that light for them. I think sometimes not sometimes, a lot of the times we forget that we tend to have a lot more things in common than we believe.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
based
No,
on
that's a good
either
put.
physical appearance or just predetermined like stereotypes that we'll give each other, whatever you name it, like we will avoid discussing things. Like I'm sure a lot of people will agree on me that X needs to change, Y needs to change, whatever. Like we would end up coming to that understanding.
Yeah.
Not saying everyone, but
Yeah.
and it takes being a warm and kind figure to like
Right.
connect with someone.
Wow. That was a burst of ideas, man. That was beautiful.
I shocked this guy today at the gym in the sauna. He was shocked that like I asked him if he was okay.
Right. Wow.
That's all I did.
Dude, that's beautiful.
It was me, my friend, and him in the sauna, and he was like eyes closed, just like this. And I was a little concerned. I'm like, he's been in here longer than us. He hasn't moved a muscle. He doesn't really look like he's meditating. He looks like he's like asleep. In the sauna, I don't think that's a great idea.
Right.
And like my friend walks out, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? And he just like jumps up and like, yeah. Thank you so much for asking. Like, wow.
Wow. Yeah,
That's,
no, it says a lot.
crazy how deprived we are sometimes of basic social communication. That just because he's an older man, maybe not like the most like your ideal approachable person, let's say, that he was like fascinated that someone would come and ask him if he was okay.
Dude, let's
Who
go,
knows when the
man.
last time somebody asked him that.
And who knows where he's headed to now. Like, I think, dude, that's such a beautiful story because the same thing happened to me recently. I was in downtown Orlando at a cafe, and I was debating on where I wanted to eat. You know how hard it is to make a decision on like, like you're thinking of deeper than what the name is, Fresh Kitchen or whatever. And I'm just like, dang, where am I gonna eat? So I put my head down on the car like this. And it's not just that, but everything behind that, all the stress of life. Some old lady, dude, I kid you not, some tiny old lady from Brooklyn, New York says, "Are you okay?" Like genuinely concerned for me. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just thinking of where I want to eat." And then she's like, "Oh, I thought there was something wrong, but there's a place down the road," and she gave me point directions of a healthy alternative and stuff. And I'm just like,
Wow.
yo, I'm like, God uses people, even though you don't know. It's miraculous, man. It's honestly, that's what it reminded me of. So those are seeds, man. And it all comes back to this. You know what I mean? It's seeds, bro.
100%.
Man, that's beautiful. Wow. Yo, that's amazing. Okay, well, and and this is another thing. This is one of the final questions. There's a couple more, but do you think everything you do, business, purpose, personal growth, all connects back to one thing?
To a degree. I was gonna say no at first, because I was gonna say that sometimes I'll take action. Like, I love playing pool now.
Wow.
So
That's amazing, man.
I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't say initially when I was gonna say no, I was gonna say that action, that intentionally saying like I'm gonna go play pool, doesn't align with the same like growth mindset, business mindset. But at the same time, I actually do think that it does tie into the same purpose, because although yes, you should go after your dreams, yes, you should work hard towards them, I also don't think you should let experiences that bring you pleasure, that are like still not negative, like, doing negative things. I don't think I need to say specifically what, but something that I still think is it's still a competition. It's still something that I enjoy and get leisure out of. I still think it aligns. And then I like to think that there will be a day, because it's already happened before actually. I mean, I've connected before at a hotel that they were hosting a nationwide teenager volleyball tournament in Clearwater at the beach. And I was working as one of the vendors there, and I was staying at this hotel, and I ended up networking with some of the parents that were visiting from North Carolina. They were visiting from North Carolina over pool. And I wasn't even that good. They were crazy. They were really good. So I'd love to think that even just knowing how to play pool or just things like that, I still think it ends up being part of that same idea,
like
same
main
end
idea,
goal.
like main I love how you pulled as simple as pool may be, you pulled that idea that can be applied to so many things. But continue to what you were saying.
I was gonna say, you don't need to be an expert in a million fields, but you want to be able to have one foot in to be able to have a good conversation with someone. It was, I don't know how you feel about them, Andrew and Tristan Tate. This was years ago, but Tristan Tate was talking about how when he was on his growth journey, when he was young, still hadn't been a millionaire yet, still learning, he chose to learn a little bit of like the random subjects that didn't really interest him, but he knew that if he knew a little bit about this, one day he could meet someone that was super into that stuff. And he gave an example of different boats, different types of boats. So he just started learning about boats. He didn't become an expert, but he just learned enough that he could hold a conversation when when he asked the man, "What do you do for a living?" And the man said, "Oh, I sell boats," or
I repair boats or something like
whatever,
that.
or like I drive cruise ships, or I sail cruise ships. And then he'd be able to just have some leeway and see where that avenue takes him. So
that's beautiful,
almost like a jack of all trades, you could say.
Sort of.
Not a jack, just kind of like a novice.
A novice. No, that's really good. I think that's the term they use too, right? A novice in pool or something like that.
Maybe. A novice is like a general statement for someone who's like it's another word for amateur. Like your beginning.
Like just getting started kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Like when I did my bodybuilding show, I entered a true novice competition. So a true novice is for people who have never stepped on a stage. Novice means you've never won an award. So like now I can't do true novice again, but I can do novice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you already done your first show?
Yeah. So true novice is a one-time thing, yeah.
Cool, man. That's amazing. Yeah, it's good to know, actually.
Yeah.
Well, man, those are the pillar ideas that I had written down. Like I said, we kind of elaborated on a lot of things, and I do want to talk a little bit about the Colombia trip, man. Like, you know, we traveled to a new world, not necessarily a new world, but at least a world that is not common for us every day. How would you describe that that whole week in a matter of maybe a minute or 60 seconds? Like, how would you, obviously there's more and you could get deep into the specifics, but
Liberating, challenging, character building.
wow.
Unique.
There's
something to me, there's this irreplaceable feeling about traveling that I love, that it's when we are walking down the street, we literally don't know what's around the corner. Like that exploration element to me is like, it's like unmatched.
You said that a lot throughout this whole conversation, is stepping into the unknown.
Yeah.
Bro, that is
100%.
I think that's what I took. That's one of the biggest things I took from this conversation so far, is just stepping in confidence that it will be okay, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's really good, dude. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Really.
Oh man, what's this guy's name? There's a guy I'm thinking of, Tony Robbins.
Oh, Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. There's a demonstration he did years ago.
Really?
This is an old clip where he grabbed a man from the audience and he told him to come to him. Tony Robbins is like 6'6". He's a
Dude,
big
what?
guy. He's a big guy. And he comes up to the guy, normal size, probably maybe...
No wonder his books are like freaking massive, bro.
Maybe like a normal guy, maybe like slightly below average height. That doesn't really matter in this. I mean, next to him, he's gonna look short anyways. And he does this demonstration and he says, Tony Robbins says, I am fear. Right now, I am the word fear, okay? And then he grabs onto the guy's arm like really hard, like really hard like this. And he does not let him go. And he said, okay, start moving. And then the man would kind of like walk softly and then he'd pull him back.
Okay.
And he'd pull him back and pull him back. And then he started getting mad. Tony Robbins started getting mad. He's like, you need to walk. You need to go. Take me with you.
So he was like...
And then like he finally understood what Tony Robbins was trying to say is like, fear is always gonna be there. But it's not allowing it to dictate where you move or don't move, because fear will keep you still forever if you allow fear to be that dominant and powerful over you.
Right.
So the analogy was just super powerful. It's like fear is always gonna be there, but like then you see this short guy just like dragging Tony Robbins with him, not allowing fear to dictate where he wants to go in life.
Wow, that's such a good analogy, man.
Yep. Like fear's not gonna leave, dude.
No, it's not.
It's always gonna be there.
There's like that. There's fear and then there's faith.
Yeah.
So it's operating by faith that you'll always succeed. No matter how it ends up, it leads to something greater. So that's beautiful. I was gonna ask this final question. So if you had 1 minute to say one thing to the whole entire world,
Okay.
what would you tell them?
Buy Jungle Gym.
Dude, that's fine.
If I had 1 minute.
Dude, the amount of orders, bro. I don't even know, bro. You
Jungle Gym VIP. Oh, man. I think I'm going to say what I want to hear myself, and then hopefully it'll resonate with people.
Cool.
What I'm learning and what I want to learn of this life is to have patience, to find peace in outcomes, even if it's not your desired outcome, find peace with what happens, and to smile more. And that's it. I think that's what it would be. Like just try and detach a little bit from outcomes. Easier said than done.
Yeah, yeah.
Way
For
easier
sure.
said than done. But that's what I'm trying to teach myself.
Mm.
That just because I look at my bank account and it's not where I want to be, I don't want that to be the
Dictating.
impact. Yeah, I don't want
Right.
that to be the impact of how I believe my character is, or
Mm.
think that this is my value is attached to this number.
Wow.
This number that could change. I could literally just like change that number. Like you remember on computers, you can literally press. I think it's. I don't know if it's control.
Is inspector
Yeah, you can inspect
element.
Yeah,
Inspect
dude,
element.
you can
you
inspect element and change the numbers, bro.
Right.
Like obviously you'll reload the page and it'll go back, but it's that simple. Like imagine if your Chase account could just do that.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, man.
finding peace, smiling more,
Smiling more.
and yeah, go with the flow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, bro.
Go with the flow. I like that. Wow, man.
I've been really enjoying hearing these birds chirping in the spring. Around my house, they've just been going crazy. They're singing, bro.
They're talking. I told my girlfriend, I said, if you're getting mad at the birds chirping, bro, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill, bro.
Oh my
Golly, bro. It's like you're getting mad. Like, you gotta relax. But yeah, bro, that's
Man.
I really enjoyed the talk,
Absolutely.
the ambience, dude, everything, man, the elements,
The weather's been nice.
bro, the weather. Oh my gosh, bro. Thank God, man. That's it. Well, dude, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ray. Very
Of course,
nice.
man. Very, very
Thank-
cool.
Thank the people who have stuck around to
Oh
the
my
end.
gosh, say something, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Absolutely. I hope there was something of value that you guys got from this.
Yep,
And if not, there'll be a next time.
there will be.
Hopefully.
Yeah, man. Dude, yeah, like Tarzan said, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you've stayed to this moment, man, we can't thank you enough for your time and attention. So that's probably the most valuable thing.
Let's go.
So, yeah, man, until the next one, God bless. Don't forget to stay up and to stay blessed.
Let's go.
And let's get it.